I want you to focus on habits before accuracy. Get the movement, get the action, build the habit before you worry about the details of how accurate and perfect it is. And I'm hoping this is not confusing in what I'm referring to, because I know that sometimes messages can almost sound conflicting. But habits before accuracy. Let's take nutrition tracking. I think that's a prime example for this. Let's say you're getting back into tracking. It is more important for you to get in the habit of tracking than it is to make sure that you have every little ounce and you might have been over this a little bit. Don't get frustrated that you can't be accurate. Be frustrated that you're not building the habit. It's more important to get in and get out consistently, do the measurement and track, than it is to be as accurate to the ounce as possible with the nutrition. That being said, going over in terms of your nutrition is just as much part of building a habit as the accuracy. You cannot go over your allotted calories, for example, and say, oh, forget it, I'm not gonna look at this at all. I'm gonna not track. Oh, I went over yesterday, that's why I didn't track. It's more important that you remain consistent tracking every day than it is that you're accurate and that you feel good about the tracking that you did. It's not about that. It's not about how you feel. It's about building the skills and building the habit. So it's okay to go over. And we'll talk about that in the future. But as a quick note, if you're over by X amount today, you know that you can kind of counteract it tomorrow. But you can't counteract it if you're not sure by how much you went over. And again, that's not about how accurate you are. It's about continuing the habit, about building the skills of tracking and awareness. It's not about how perfect and you're hitting the target, you left 1 calorie or you got to 0 that day. It's not about that. It's not about how accurate you used the scale, you brought it with you to the store when you were buying your ingredients. It's not what it's about. It's about habits before accuracy. Get in the habit of tracking. Build some momentum with the awareness of tracking before you worry about how accurate you are. That's probably the best example. Of course, you can look at this in terms of exercise. Get in the habit of exercising every day. Instead of knowing specifically how many steps you've taken, don't wait till your Fitbit arrives. Just start moving. Just start getting the habit of walking. Just start getting the habit of practicing the exercises that you need to do before you're able to track it with your app. Yes, it's important to track. Yes, it's important to be accurate so you can progress in the future. But before we get to that step, there's a step before that. And that's just building the habit. That's building the skills. That's having the momentum. So remember, habits before accuracy.